Hello everybody, it's Sunday the 13th of October 2019 and tomorrow on the 14th I'm heading out on the Trans Cambrian Way again on the mountain bike. Did it last year at the same time and typically last year I entered it going in on the back of Storm Callum, and this year I'm going into it on the back of Storm Lorenzo, so it's going to be pretty moist. But hey ho, it's going to be a good 3 days. So I did it last year for the first time and it was absolutely brilliant, epic ride. You'll learn a lot because you've never done it before. So I did a kit check video before I left last year. So this is the new kit check video, just to see what's changed with kit I'm going to take and the bike. To be honest, not a great deal. I cut all the kit down to as minimum as possible. I'm sure if other people did this they'd probably take less or more, I don't know. This is just the stuff which I took last year and it's pretty much the same this year, and I've had a few people contact me on the messaging through the Facebook page, the E-Bike Smiles Facebook page, about what kit I'm taking. So I said I'm doing this video, so if that was one of you, I'll send you the link and I'll put it on the Facebook page. So without further ado, let's look at the kit I'm going to take. So in no particular order, I have got a new Carrymore waterproof. It's thicker than the one I took last year, which was a Rab Charge, which was nice and thin, but there was a bit of, on day two it got quite cold and drizzly, so this is a bit thicker, but it's not too thick, but I reckon I'll be wearing that quite a bit. I've got some Rab waterproof trousers. I've got a spare riding top, another spare riding top, one of which I'll wear for the evening rather than take some separate clothes for the evening. I've got 3 pair of pants, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday coming back. I've got some padded underwear just in case I get a sore ass. I might treat my bum. I have got some shorts for the evening, some tubular grip just in case my knees get cold, because I don't like cold knees. I've got a buff, I've got some bottom cream, I've got a spare pair of gloves. These are all full finger, but I generally wear the half finger, but I'll take them just in case it gets cold. Got some toiletries. What we're going to get? 3 pair of socks, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We've got a little first aid kit, a survival bag and survival blanket, some loo roll, because you don't want to get cut short out there, people. Little waterproof case for the sat-nav phone. I've got a tripod, little selfie stick, flask, because I like tea, always got to have tea. I've got 3 water bottles, so I've got 4 here, because last year on day 2, the 44-mile stretch, it was quite warm from the afternoon onwards going into Llangurig, and I ran out of water, and I had about 6 or 7 miles left to go, and it was bloody desperate. I was gagging for a drink, so I'm taking no chances this year. I'm taking extra water with me. So we got some ORS hydration tablets just to mix with the water. I've got some condiments, some brown sauce, mustard and stuff for me pasties, some crunchy bars, just some nibbly bars, bit of chewing gum, some sweets, got some meds. Moving along, got a little torch just in case, a spare pair of glasses, because when I finished day 3 and I pulled onto the main road just before Machynlleth, I went to check my phone and realised I'd lost my specs. So luckily I found a little chemist in Machynlleth and bought myself a new pair. Ever since then I've been really freaked out about not being able to see, so I'll have a pair to use normally and they'll be in the rucky as a spare. So we've got a bit of money. There's a washer at the shop by the train station, pressure washer, so I can wash the bike. It takes £2. £2 normally does it. Just general spare cash which sits in the rucky. My train ticket back, which is 11 quid from Machynlleth, changing at Shrewsbury back to Leominster. Some money for the B&B on Tuesday. Right, for the cameras, got my GoPro 7 Black, got the little wind jacket, 4 batteries, double charger, and some spare batteries for the camera I'm using here, which is the Nikon S9200 Digicam. I've got 2 batteries, obviously one spare, 1000 watt hours of power. So last year I made a point of trying to do each section with 1 battery, and I did it. Sections 1 and 2, around about 27 miles ish. I did those okay with about 2 bars of petrol, electric petrol left, but the day 2 was a bit of a stretch. That was proper battery management. It's 44 miles, but I managed to do it, get into Llangurig, sucking electric fumes, but it was I was really chuffed I did it. But this year, because I've done it, I might afford myself a bit of freedom with the battery power levels. So we'll see how it goes. I've got the Bosch compact charger and its lead. Now the compact is 40% smaller than the standard one, so that fits nicer in the rucky. I've got a multi-port USB plug with USB-C and micro USBs to charge everything up. Little extension just in case there's not many plug points where I'm staying overnight. So we've done the cameras. Now my navigation, I've got an old LG phone which has been just stripped out of everything on it, and all I use that for is memory maps. Bought the memory maps, all the UK 1 to 25,000, and I've downloaded them on here, got the app, and I've got all the routes on there. Shouldn't need it because, like I say, I did it last year, and the route should start coming back to me, but it's just in case I get lost. Cracking piece of kit, highly recommended. Memory maps, 85 quid, and that's it. You get all the 1 to 25,000. Spare battery, because the memory map app does tend to suck the battery, but I've figured out a way of not sucking the battery too much. So that's my navigation. Lippy, because you've got to keep your lips soft. Tool wise, got my toe peak, some scab instant patches, some spare batteries for the torch, cable ties, a couple of air canisters from Wilko, much cheaper than buying them online with a fancy name. I've got a spare magnet, cheapest chips from the Wish website. I bought 2. You wait a while, but it's they're cheaper there and they work really good. A spare strap for me toe clips, because I use toe clips. Some nuts and bolts, mech hanger, chain link, cable, 2 cables, tie levers, and a pair of pliers, and this will all stay in this little carry more pack. Spare tube, kind of hoping I won't use that because we'll run through the bike, what I've done to the bike next, but I'm hoping I won't use that. If I do, I'll think I'm in trouble. And last year I never took any lube, any chain lube or anything. The chain got really dry and was making some horrendous noises, so got some chain lube, bit of WD-40 at the end of each day, give it a quick spray off once it's clean, and happy days. So that, everybody, is everything I'm taking. I'm saying some people might take more or less, but that's what works for me. And I'll pack it all into a rucky. Now last year I had one of those XLC E23 rucksacks. It was okay, but it was only 23 litres. Everything was a bit of a stretch getting it in there. And the one thing I didn't check was the straps. And if you watch the videos from last year, you'll see me whinging after day 1. The straps, it was ripping into my shoulders, and it didn't actually ruin the ride, but it made it bloody uncomfortable. That's one thing that let it down. So now I've got a different rucksack. I'm not going to give too much away because I have a plan after it. So yeah, it's much better. Made a few mods, but it's a lot better setup I've got for the pack. So that's all the kit, and now we'll move on to the bike. So here's the bike, same bike as last year, Haibike Xduro Allmtn 9.0. Awesome piece of kit. I'm really chuffed with this. One of the best things I've bought. It's pretty much the same as last year, but I'll just run through the changes. Still running rev grips. In my opinion, these are the best bits of kit on the market for grips. Expensive, but brilliant. I'm now going with 800 bars. I'm an 800 convert. I've stuck a Renthal Apex 60mm stem on it. Tyres. This is one of the ones from last year, the Mavic Cross Ride. So that's going on the front, and on the back I've got a Continental Trail King, both 2.4s. So the mudguards I put them on when I got the bike and they just stay on permanently regardless of weather. Seat, last year I did it on the standard seat and that was pretty hard and my backside hurt. So I've got this nice little comfy seat now. It's pretty narrow, really nice. Underneath the seat I've got a 2-man bothy. It's a different one to the used last year. It's much smaller, tucks in nicely, strap it on there. Had to put the strap going over because there's nothing to strap on here, but you don't feel that strap, so that's not an issue, because you never know. You know, with all my time walking in Wales, the weather can change, and if anything was to happen, I'd hate to be stuck without shelter, so I'd rather have it than not have it. Now for the water bottles, this has been on forever, this one. Secure, I used this last year, didn't even budge, and everyone was saying, oh, you want to get the modular rail system, but I think, why fork out for a modular rail when you can just do this? Fits like a glove. Now, because I'm taking extra water bottles, I've stuck another one down here, again, bit of Gorilla Tape. Doesn't look pretty, but it will do the job. Once I've done the ride, that will come off, but I'll keep that one on there. Got a little Velcro strap to go around the battery cover, because when you're banging it down the hills at speed and it's bumpy, this tends to vibrate up and this drops down. So that's just a little Velcro strap which sorts that out. Now for the tyres, front and rear, I'm still using tubes, but what I do, I buy the Continental tubes where you can take the valve core out, and I pour in about 4 or 5 teaspoons of glitter, and then I put in 150 mils or so of tube sealant. Did this last year, worked a treat. When I got back and I checked the bike, I think I had 4 punctures, 3 in the rear, 1 in the front, didn't even know I had them. So I know it works, but belt and braces this year, I'm running Tannus Armour in front and the back, because the last thing I need is to be pissing around with a puncture in the middle of bloody Wales when the weather's shite. So I've got Tannus Armour, so fingers crossed I shouldn't get any punctures. So yeah, it's just peace of mind really. Still running toe clips because I love toe clips and I don't care what anyone says. I feel really comfortable with them, and when I'm comfortable I'm confident and I have fun. Other than that, that is it. That is the bike. Worked a treat last year, and the good thing is I've just had it serviced at Climb On Bikes in Hereford. Had a new cassette on the back, new chain, new drive sprocket, new bearing in here, new chain, because the other ones were shot to shit. I'd really given them some hammering, and they phoned me up and said that they heard a noise from the motor. I'd had the bike, bought the bike last August, and I dropped it in September, and they said we hear a noise from the motor. They checked it out, the bearings were knackered, the main bearings inside were knackered, so because it was still under warranty, they put a new motor in, and the good thing about it is you get a new warranty from the date of fitting, so that's got 2 years on it. I think Bosch is the only company that do it, so that's really good. So when they fit the new motor and give it a test ride, they phoned me up and said we've heard a noise from the forks. So they phoned up Fox UK and they said, yeah, send them down, we'll repair them under warranty. I think it was something up here. And when they were down there, they give the forks a full service, again free of charge under warranty, which was nice. Thank you Fox and thank you Bosch. I've bled the brakes, put new pads in, new fluid, all good. So yeah, shouldn't have any problems with the old Zanussi. Really looking forward to it. So I just can't believe there's no evidence on YouTube for people not doing this ride on a milk float, because it's absolutely epic. So there you go, that's me. I'll be videoing each day like I did last year. It's going to be wet, but I don't care. It's all good fun. Happy days.